Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HCW Podcast. We are back earlier this week due to WrestleMania, and that is what this show is going to be reviewing. So we're going to go through Friday Night Smackdown to get it in, and we'll get WrestleMania's Night 1 and Night 2. The Smackdown review is just going to be recapping results because we didn't watch it. So, yeah. Stay tuned. Roll intro.
HCW Reviews.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am Frozzy, your host, alongside Rate Wrestle. How are you doing today, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I was doing better than yesterday. I had a fucking migraine yesterday. It was killing me off. That's the reason we couldn't record yesterday, because I was about to die. But yeah, it's fine-ish today. Better. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Migraine after Raw.
So bad. Just for anyone watching, when we get Friday's podcast, stay tuned for me to shit all over it. It's so bad. So bad.
We'll go into it more, but I'm just shocked. I really am, because Mania wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's awful. Raw was. I thought it deflated me so much. But we'll go into that in the podcast.
Well, yeah, we'll dedicate some time to what's going on, because it's going to be a bit of a shorter one with us doing SmackDown and Mania tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we may as well crack straight on and run down the results from SmackDown for all of the matches that we're on.
Wonderful. Do you have them up?
I'm just doing it now.
Yeah, because I didn't. Just randomly. I've got it there if we want to.
Yeah, go for it then.
Wonderful. So, as I said, we haven't watched this, so it's pretty much just running down the results of the matches. So we had the Fatal 4-Way match, which looks like it was one member of each tag team match. So it was Montez Ford versus Chad Gable versus Eric versus Ricochet. Ricochet picked up the win in 9 minutes 36 seconds. Bobby Lashley won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which was in the middle of the show, so that pretty much just sums up how less that fucking means to people now.
Yeah.
But who was going to win that if Bobby Lashley wasn't? Because obviously he was supposed to fight Wyatt, so who was going to... The card in there is... Wow.
Who was in it?
Let's have a look. I don't actually fucking... Angle, Dawkins, not Kurt Angle. Ashanti Adonis, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, Butch Alexander, Del Toro, Loomis, Ziggler, Elias, Humberto, Ivar, Wild, Gargano, Anderson, Cross, Knight, Gallows, Massey, Moss, Mansoor, Ali, Otis, Boogs, Holland, Escobar, Shelton Benjamin. This is Shelton Benjamin then, and Top Dollar and Xavier Woods.
I kind of feel like Gargano might have won it.
Yeah, the only person like Reed, Gargano, LA Knight, if they actually did something with him.
Yeah. They're probably the only ones that could benefit.
Yeah, and then they did the opposite. So they had the women's Fatal 4-Way, one member from each team. We had Raquel Gonzalez, Sonya Deville, Natalia, and Shayna Baszler in a grueling, long-winded match. Raquel Rodriguez picked up the win in 2 minutes 54 seconds.
How did she wrestle for that one?
Fatal 4-Way? How can that be so short? And then in the main event, we had Drew and Sheamus versus Imperium, which was Vinci and Kaiser, and obviously it was going to be Drew and Sheamus picked up the win. And that was SmackDown.
Yeah.
Don't know if anything actually happened except for that, but that was SmackDown.
It'll just be the go-home stuff, usual stuff, won't it? But yeah, with there being that much wrestling on, SmackDown sort of took a back seat.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to watch Raw after Mania, so normally I'd watch SmackDown and watch Raw the next day, but because I was looking forward to Raw after Mania, I binned off SmackDown, and now I wish I just didn't care. But yeah, SmackDown.
Fair. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go straight into Night 1 of Mania then.
So yeah, I'm going to miss out of all the stuff like packages and Snickers adverts, and Kevin Hart did a package at the start if you care. I'm not doing like clipping video packages, just Seth Rollins doing the Joker and stuff like that. You know, if you want to see it, go watch it. We kicked off with Miz and Snoop. So Miz is the host of WrestleMania, and Snoop is the dog father of WrestleMania, I think he was going by. Miz was just basically saying him and Snoop are both the same.
Yeah.
They have the same career. Yeah.
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 Okay,
Anyway,
Miz.
so we kicked off into a match I was looking forward to, but it didn't live up to expectation, to be honest. It wasn't a bad match, but Austin Theory versus John Cena. It was very much John Cena. Obviously, hasn't wrestled since December 30th. I think he was in the main event in SmackDown, but except for that, he hadn't wrestled before that. And obviously, that was a tag team match against. So he just looked rusty as hell, and it just was a really sluggish match. Theory was on top for a lot of it. Cena had a bit of offense, and then it ended with Cena losing to a low blow. So Cena couldn't just take the clean loss. Sorry, he had to lose for a low blow, which I don't understand. But Theory picked up the win.
It's because Theory has to be the heel.
Yeah. It would have been good for him though if he actually won clean, rather than because
I know
it's all waffle at the moment. You're saying you need to believe in Theory. You just low blowed. But I rated 2 3/4. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't a good match. It wasn't great. It was just above average.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a solid start to the pay per view.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a bad match. It's just above average. I wanted it to be a good match, and I don't know what I was expecting. I'm gonna be honest. Next up, we had the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, which was the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Braun Strowman and Braun O'Shea, and the Viking Raiders. This was just a spot fest. It was a typical tag team match at the start, 2 people in, but then you went the typical way of AEW and stuff where everyone started getting involved. Everyone had their spots. Lamontez Ford did the dives. Braun Strowman did his choo-choo train, but he actually hit 4 people in a row, which was fun.
I know, he went round twice.
Yeah. Viking Raiders looked good. Everyone looked good in the match. I rated 3 stars. I did enjoy the match.
3 stars? I expected this to get higher from you.
Yeah. No. No, I rated 3 stars. I liked the 8-man tag more on Raw. It felt like there was a bit more emphasis, and I don't care for the Street Profits. The Street Profits winning kind of put me off slightly, but also I picked them to win, and in the FPL I won my match, and I'm 3-0 at Mania.
I don't want to talk about that because Cody Rhodes absolutely stitched me. But we'll get into that.
I just nearly lost the lost the Battle Royale just nearly as well. I'm gutted.
Yeah, you led that because I was following the live scoring. You led that up until that last match.
Yeah, it was literally if Rhodes would have won, I would have won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Absolute,
yeah, I don't want that.
So. Anyway, spoiler.
Yeah.
Anyway, we moved on to Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. So this was fun. Logan Paul came down on a street hook wire. Can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Zip Wire. That's the one.
Shawn Michaels-esque entry.
Seth Rollins had a fun entrance as well, and he came out in the most ridiculous attire, but it was so Seth Rollins, it was fine.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. This was a really
I thought
good
he was going to wrestle in that pink thing as well.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, the fans were loving it, and obviously they were it's massive. The only thing I don't like about stadium shows is that the sound gets lost because the roof is not there, so it's not as loud as it's loud, but it's not as loud as you want it to be. I rated 3 3/4 this match. I really, really enjoyed it. It didn't push I expected a bit more. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the Rollins match, the Reigns match he had and stuff like that. And I feel like Rollins is a better wrestler to go on to get a bit more into him. And there was some fun spots in there. So the Prime bottle, I went to my partner and went, "That looks like KSI." But it looks.
I called it.
Yeah.
In the FPL chat, as soon as he was coming down with the Prime bottle, I was like, "That's KSI."
Yeah, but then I went to it. Hold on, he looks a bit taller than it should be for KSI, and then I completely forgot. Obviously, his head's there. Obviously, the bottle's going to be a bit more. And then I kept looking at him, and he was a bit ripped, and I was like, "Oh, that's got to be someone. You can't just. There's no reason that Prime bottle's just there." So this led to a spot where Rollins was about to pick up the win, and then the Prime bottle pulled out Logan Paul. And then to reveal himself, it was KSI, and he did a typical KSI face, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was so good.
I'm probably going to mention this in a sec about the controversy with the Sidemen this week, which is
Yeah.
added a bit of crap to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they started beating up Rollins. They cleared the announce table. They got so they were going to go for the spot of the Logan Paul dive onto Rollins with the camera and stuff like that. The final words of KSI, he had Seth Rollins, and all I heard was, "You mad, bro?" And I was like, "That's definitely KSI." And then Seth Rollins got up, grabs Prime, bottle KSI, and then Logan's too busy in midair and just absolutely obliterates KSI. And then the famous
Have you seen the view? Have you seen the view from KSI's camera?
No.
It's so
I need to check that out. But yeah, the famous line of "Bye bye KSI."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this led into Seth eventually picking up the win. As I said, this is a bit marred for me due to the what happened with KSI on the Sideman channel, where they released a video with a bit of a racial slur in it.
Why release it?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Weird.
And then the Sidemen also were laughing at the racial slur, so they've all dobbed themselves in it. Absolutely. And to do it on such a big thing is like you're showing up at WrestleMania, and it's like, surely you kind of go, let's not ruin by having anything out. You've got to be idiot. Like the editor must have said, "Hold on, look at this." Why? Yeah, but either way, we're not on about the Sidemen here. Then we had the female 6-man tag, which was Lynch, Stratus, and Lita versus Damage Control. It was just fun chaos. I rated it 3.25 stars. It was just a fun matchup.
It was really good.
Spot fests. Everyone got a dive in. EO got to look good.
Yeah.
And they won in the end. Lynch's team. I think it was a moonsault, double moonsault. Was it? Like she moonsault Lita, moonsault 2 people at one point. I don't know if that was the finish.
Yeah, I think so. She was very slow, Lita.
Yeah, she is I don't know how old Lita is now. She's got to be about 45. 47.
47. It was just like...
No idea.
No. Not a clue. I'd say probably the same age.
Yeah. But it was going to be slow, yeah.
Yeah, she was just... Yeah, but the slow and the slow. Like, everything was dead telegraphed.
To be fair, she was like that in the Lynch match, but I think it was less because Lynch was in control for a lot of it. There was less time to notice, whereas this, because there's so much going on, there's more time to notice.
It was just like everything she was doing I could see coming last week, and it was just like, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but I enjoyed the match. So
yeah, no, it was a very good match. It was a good match, not a very good match. I was trying to sound this.
Yeah.
Your camera's died on my screen, not on yours though. It's died on OBS, not on yours. So whoever noticed that, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad I randomly checked OBS. Otherwise, you would have been like this for the whole of it.
Nice.
Next up, we had a Mysterio's blood feud. So we had Ray versus Dom. This was Dom's best match by far.
Ever.
He looked really good in the ring, surprisingly, but I think that was because Ray's his dad and probably knows his limits. They got the family involved a bit more as usual, which it's fine because of the whole storyline. I rated 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed the match. Ray ended up picking up the win, which is fine, but I feel like him being in the Hall of Fame is not right in my head now if he's still wrestling. I don't like when people are still wrestling and they're in the Hall of Fame. I feel like your last match, then you're in the Hall of Fame or something like that. I don't like it. He's still wrestling now, and it's kind of like, it's either that or they're just running out of people to put in there.
They can't be running out. They can't be.
For anyone like big star, though, like...
maybe.
I can't think of someone off the top of my head. Like, that could randomly go in there. That's still not wrestling. John Cena.
Rock's still not in there.
Is he not? Is Rock not in the Hall of Fame?
Don't think so.
That's an amazing stat. I need to look that up. I don't want to look it
up. I'm almost certain he isn't. Now I'm questioning myself.
It just seems like he would be. I know Austin's in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've literally writ Rock Hall of Fame into Google, and obviously it's come up with the Rock Hall of Fame. Why is Durant? I know, why is Durant in there? It's the Rock in the Hall of Fame, but the Rock is still not in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then again, they're probably going to still do the Reigns thing first, don't they? So.
Yeah.
But then again, if Rey Mysterio's in it, why don't you just put him in it? But yeah, so Ray ended up picking up the win. Dom got done, and the feud continues, as we will discuss on Raw.
Yeah.
Then followed up with my match of the night, and I think it probably is my match of the weekend. I rated him par with another match we'll discuss on the second night, but I feel like the story of this one kind of added a lot more to it. So we had Ripley versus Charlotte. So it's the legacy versus the destiny, as they said on Thingy. This was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I expected it because I'm a big fan of Charlotte and a big fan of Ripley, but it was like really, really good. Like the near falls, like the big moves on there, like Ripley winning with the riptide off the second rope. The only thing that annoyed me was Charlotte no selling it at the end. Like, she just got absolutely dropped from a second rope, and then Ripley selling around the ring, and she's just sitting up like nothing's happened, just laughing. It's like, hold on, you've been. If it was a roll up, then yeah, you've kind of been costed. At least sell it for a bit. You know?
I feel like she was happy. That was the thing I took from that.
Yeah, she was happy, but also
happy
she's
that
been
Ripley
blasted.
won.
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, I can get past it for the fact that she showed some emotion that her opponent actually won.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like that. I thought Charlotte did the right thing.
Yeah, I think it was just it needed to give like 5 minutes of Ripley celebrating and stuff like that. Then trying to come into not just literally the pinfall, you blink and she's just sitting up like.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we go on about Bianca Belair not selling. I've got to go on about Charlotte with that.
Oh well, yeah. Don't even get me started on Bianca yet because we're not at night 2. But yeah,
she's on her own against the world. But yeah, so Ripley picked up the win. It's a really, really good match. Like, check it out if you can. Well, you can. It's on the network. Watch it. Watch it now.
Yeah.
Pause the
podcast.
This was followed up by, let me have a look, because I've wrote stuff and I don't remember what it was. Oh, Theory backstage saying believe. I just wrote this because it was a random promo. Then The Miz had an open challenge, and I was thinking, oh, it's going to come out, it's going to be Austin or someone like that, because, you know, they kept promising Austin. And I was so deflated about Pat McAfee coming out. Because I like Pat McAfee, but it's not been long enough since he last appeared, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's just not like Austin or someone like that, like a big name, like fighting him, or a return or someone like that. McAfee ended up picking up the win. I rated 1.5 stars. It was just meh.
Yeah.
It was just McAfee doing the same spots, and then Michael Cole overselling commentary now. It was, well, on the Royal Rumble, it was really good because it was like, he seemed like he didn't know who was there and he was really happy about it. He just did the exact same reaction. It felt forced. But yeah, then we went to the main event, which was the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. I all rated this 4.5 stars. Really, really good match. The story, everything like that. The amount of kickouts Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens did. First people to kick out the 1D.
Have you seen Michael Cole's commentary on that?
Yeah, so that's amazing commentary.
Like from the camera as well. Like the show, have you seen the camera one where it's just him and he's staring down the camera, like saying that basically the match is over?
Yeah,
he's like, he's kicked out. It's so good.
Such good commentary. I said, like, when he's not being forced, when it doesn't feel forced, it's perfect. It's going to be gone now because we'll speak. Oh God, Raw with Michael Cole. Oh, Michael Cole, poor Michael Cole. He's the only one that benefit from the Vaseline. Yeah. No, he's just gonna hear in his mic, "Stop, pal."
Doesn't need it.
So there's so many kick-outs, super kicks. The Usos kicked out a few finishes as well, and it ended with Sami Zayn hitting 2 flipping haluva kicks on Jay, which kind of finishes off the story slightly with that as well. And your new tag team champions, the Canadians.
Yeah.
The Quebecers.
It was such a good match.
It was really, really good.
It's up there with one of the best matches of the weekend.
Yeah.
But like, you rated this 4.5, so I'm assuming that Rhea and Charlotte got more because I can't remember what you said.
I rated 4.5 as well. It was my Rhea and Charlotte was my favourite match, but I feel like if I have to like pick one out of the there's a lot of 4.5 stars below. It's the story of Charlotte and Thingy kind of picked it because the wrestling was a bit better than the tag team match, but then the story was also there. Whereas the Sami Zayn, I feel like if there wasn't that story in the Sami Zayn one, it wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
So
the crowd reaction made it as well.
Yeah,
the crowd were going nuts. But yeah, so that's the end of night 1. So we'll move on to night 2.
Yep. So this kicked off with Miz and Snoop hype video again, and Kevin Hart. We kicked off straight away with Omos versus Lesnar. I rated this 1.5 stars. It was fine, but it was also not a good match at the same time. People saying, "Oh, it's fun," but it was just.
It was what it needed to be.
Just a quick.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like it would. I couldn't rate it higher than it is. It's just like in the grand scheme of things, I couldn't rate this high. But yeah, so Omos beat down Lesnar for like the majority of like 90% of the match, and then Lesnar hit a F5. That was really much the match.
Yeah, a couple of Germans.
Yeah. This was followed by the 8 women tag team match. Well, the Fatal 4-Way women's tag team match. I rated it 2.5 stars. It was really, really average. Like it was just, it was trying to be the men's tag team match, but it wasn't anywhere as good. And Charlotte and Ronda and Baszler disappeared for 90% of the match, and then they got in and submitted, and it was just like okay.
Yeah, well, Baszler got injured, didn't she?
Yeah, and then but like
Ronda was already injured.
Yeah, so it was just a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a little match called Gunther versus Sheamus versus McIntyre. All right, there's 4.5 stars.
This would have been 5 stars for me.
So good though.
Insane.
It was just men hitting each other continuously, absolutely obliterating each other. The amount of chops, like Gunther chopped the crap out of them. They chopped the crap out of each other. There were the beat to the Bowdren and Gunther and flipping McIntyre doing at the same time. The moves that were happening. Even the finish of the match, like which I think I can't remember if it was Sheamus or Drew was about to win, and then Gunther literally frog splash lands on both of them, and then it would have been Sheamus was pinning, because he picked up Sheamus, powerbombed him onto McIntyre, then powerbombed McIntyre and picked up the win. But it was just absolute pain. The whole match looked like. Yeah,
it was. It was just like watching it. I was like every single time. I was just like, ow.
Yeah.
Ow. Ow.
Oh, wrestling's fake.
It was absolutely crazy. But it was good, like, the story of the match was Sheamus going for the Grand Slam and McIntyre stopping it every time.
Yeah, crowd loved it as well.
Bit where he pulled him out of the ring and he just sat there and, like, looked at him as if to say, you wanker. As if you've just done that. It was so good.
Right winner, though. Gunther, need to keep on him. Not as like range run, but like at least honky tonk. Gunther main roster, yeah.
Yeah, it's just then who beats him.
No idea. Omos.
Oh, no.
Cody Rhodes. He's not doing anything right now. Whoa! So then we followed up with Bianca versus Oscar. I rated it 3.5 stars. It was fine. I was expecting a lot more. There was a sad story at the start of this. I don't know if you saw that about the girl that was the contortionist. Mother passed away on the day. So Bianca there kind of got her involved a bit more and stuff like that, which was nice. That's just okay. Yeah. So wrestling. But yeah, Bianca. It was back and forth. Oscar was in control. Bianca was in control. Oscar was trying to use the braid. She missed with the mist. And then Bianca kind of forced the KOD out of nowhere and picked up the win. It was very abrupt.
What pissed me off was that she was in an armbar. She was like fully in an armbar. And she lifted her up using the arm she was in an armbar with.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no. You were in a move like 15 seconds ago. Get a grip. Find another way to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. The match was good, but the ending just annoyed me.
And I don't know what's happening with Oscar now.
No, but what was the point? What was actually the point in bringing her back to this character just to feed her to Bianca Belair? No.
So following up this, we had another open challenge for The Miz. And so, was it Rock? Was it Austin? Was it Gronk? I don't know, was it Gronk? No. I couldn't think of anyone else. No, it was Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Here comes the money.
Went well.
It took him 55 minutes to get down to the ring. The match started.
It took him 50 seconds to leave.
Yeah, the match started. He did a few pops, did a jump. The quad went. That's the end of Shane McMahon. And then Snoop Dogg pulled the hoist of the century. Went, you know what? I'll have a WrestleMania match. He got in the ring. First punch, just Miz didn't know what was happening. Got absolutely clocked. And I think Miz knew to sell it, but he was like, what's happening? And then Snoop's like, I don't know what to do here. Like, and then Miz stands up and he just clocks him again. And then, I don't care. The greatest people's elbow I've ever seen.
He can't run the ropes.
He ran the rope. Like, obviously he's supposed to lean on them, but it was just like... But I don't care.
Like, straight back.
The elbow drop was amazing. It was just like when they showed it in slow mo, it was like.
He was just so happy to be there, wasn't he? But no, fair play to him because, he saved that segment by doing what he did.
On the
and
fly.
a lot of people wouldn't have done it, and he's not a wrestler, and he just did it.
That shows that he loves wrestling. No one randomly thinks to the fucking people's elbow.
No one stood outside the ring. You're like, you know what needs to rescue this segment? Me. It's just,
the T-O-double-G.
So fair play to him. No, he did. He saved it. It was good.
Then we followed up by the Hell in a Cell match, which was randomly placed. I expect this to go on first, I'll be honest, because just...
Same. Just to get
Hell in a Cell in the middle, get it out of the way.
Main event. You don't want it near your main event.
So we had Edge coming out to Slayer, Brood Edge. I feel like there should be in a different wording of something like it, you know, Brood Edge. It was like a WWE game. Brood Edge attire.
I think it was Muzzer who said that, like, you've gone for Brood Edge, but you've done nothing like Brood with it. No. You didn't use his old theme, you didn't use his old clothes, you didn't bring back Gangrel.
Yeah.
You've literally just put Brood Edge on the Titan front. Yeah. That's all you've done.
So he came out and he had some weird special silvery mass chainmail thing. He took it off, the camera panned away, and he was fully not in it suddenly, and then, on this day. And then we had a really good demon entrance, which I've missed the demon entrance for a while. So it was good to see it back. This match I rated for Miz versus Snoop, I rated 1.5. As good as Lesnar Omos in miles.
Wow.
Demon versus Edge, I rated 3 3/4. It was just your typical Hell in a Cell spot fest. Let's get loads of random weapons involved. Finn Balor took a horrible ladder shot. Got absolutely mauled by this ladder. When they slowed it, like if he was like a bit to the right, his head would just went where you normally go, but you actually hit the one of the ladder rope rungs. That's the one.
Yeah.
So he had to be glued open in the middle of the match. There's some good spots with the kendo sticks. I like that with the kendo sticks in the corner. Bit right there. Finn put him through a table. Spot off the ladder, and then eventually Edge ended up picking up the win. And I'm hoping that's the end of that now. Edge needs to disappear for a little bit, I feel like. Which, judging by Raw, I'm guessing he has.
Yeah, it needs to, I was quite happy that Edge won, not only because I said he would, but I don't understand why people were surprised. They battered his wife. He was always winning this match.
Yeah, it was just the demon side of it that kind of put people off. Yeah, I put 1 on Edge anyway, because I was just like, it makes more sense to Edge to win, but also it seems a bit closer than any other match. And then we'll follow on to one of my top locks. That went really well. Luckily, my opponent just flopped all night, so it's fine. Wow. I ended up with 80 points. He ended up with 62 or something. So it was a big golf. So Roman versus Cody. So I rate this 4.5 stars.
Match was so good.
I loved it. So Roman was out with Paul Heyman and Solo. So it was starting off with a lot of Cody being on top, but Solo kept interfering. We'll also mention as well that Cody gave his belt to a certain -1 in the crowd.
Yes, DP's, mate.
Yeah, DP's, mate. Yeah, the one, yeah. No one will ever know.
No.
Except us. And the recording I've got. So if the channel goes big, Black Bale CV out of it.
Unlucky DP.
But yeah, and then eventually Solo got caught by hitting the belt off Cody. What I liked about this was the ref didn't see it, but he heard the smack, and you saw the ref go. It's over. He's hitting with a belt, someone's just been shot.
Yeah.
So he got a vamoosed out of there. Then it was typical back and forth with Roman matches. Roman was on top for a lot of it. Then Cody kind of took over. This led to a spot where the Usos came down after the referee got winged. This brought out Sami Zayn and Owens to kind of even the odds. They absolutely obliterated Reigns, and I thought that was going to be the end of the match, and he just kicked out.
Yeah, he got 3 haluva kicks, didn't he? And I was like, "This is it. This is. I've won."
Yeah, I thought this was the big moment. Yeah, I thought this was like the big moment, but no, he was stopped. Then Reigns got on a bit on top. He got him in the guillotine for a bit like that. Rhodes then hit like 2 crossroads, I think it was. 2 crossroads. He hit 2 crossroads. Then Heyman stood up suddenly. It was like something dodgy's happening if Heyman's on the ropes. And then out of nowhere, Samoan spike from the man that got ejected. The perfect Simpsons meme of Mo throwing Barney out the bar, looking around, Barney's in the bar. And then Roman just no-sold the crossroads and just speared him out of shoes. And he picked up the win, and then the crowd went... I like the end, I'm not going to lie. I love the Reigns fucking cycle. Like, it gives Cody an in that he lost... not like victoriously. And what it says, people were saying, what would Dusty Rhodes have booked that match? That's a Dusty Rhodes finish, that is. Of absolutely ruining someone. So
yeah, I don't get it now. I don't.
It's Vince McMahon, that's what you don't get.
Should have been, Cody should have won. No. He should have done.
No. Vince McMahon, AEW goal, not happening.
That was the story. That was where it should have gone. That was what everyone in the world wanted. And no.
Yeah, 2,000 days, 3,000 days.
Loads of people have been panning it and saying it's like dog shit, and I get it. Like the ending is crap, but the match was great.
Yeah, the match was really good. And now I'm just wondering who Reigns is going to go against, judging by what happened on Raw. Because there's got to, I don't know who he could go against.
There's only a certain few people who he hasn't faced yet.
Well, he's not going to fight Gunther yet, because
it
makes no sense because he's in the Continental Champion. Good story. Do you know who would love to take it off Reigns?
Yeah.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso's the story.
The story would be perfect. Jey Uso winning the championship, and then him versus Zayn after that. Oh,
yeah. But I don't know who else was there. Lashley, I think, was talked about. Maybe Lashley.
He's fought him a few times though, hasn't he?
Not for the title.
Has he not?
Nope.
I know he fought Thingy a few times, didn't he? Fucking Owens.
It was Lashley and McIntyre. It was. They kept going back and forth.
Then he had Balor, didn't he?
Yeah.
He fought Balor a few times.
But yeah, it's not Lashley and Reigns. No, not yet.
It just feels like a match that I've seen for some reason. I don't know why. It's definitely probably not happening. It just feels like a match that I've seen, and it feels like a match I don't want to see as well, without saying.
Yeah. Then there's returning Randy Orton, maybe.
Yeah. I forgot he fought Logan Paul as well. Good grief.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, he's not fought Lashley at all in this reign.
No, Rhodes, Zayn, Owens, Paul, McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Reigns, Cena was in this reign as well.
Yeah. So he fought Cena at SummerSlam, didn't he?
Rey Mysterio, yeah. Braun Strowman was the start of the reign.
Braun Strowman, yes. That was on SmackDown, that.
Yeah.
That's how long he's been champion. Braun Strowman fought him, left, and came back.
Yeah, August 30th, 2020.
And yeah. He got released and came back.
Yeah, because he beat the Fiend at the same. Yeah, Braun Strowman, the Fiend. But yeah, Mania.
Yeah, I thought overall very good 2 nights wrestling.
Yeah, there wasn't really much of a letdown. Like even the women's match wasn't great, but it was average, so it wasn't like a terrible time.
Yeah, there was nothing on there you could totally shit on. There's just things that could have been better. But yeah, I just thought as a pay-per-view it was good. But yeah, like we said, we'll talk about Raw on Friday. Well, me and you Thursday, but yeah, Friday when it gets released. So yeah, come back for that because I'm I'm going to shit on it, and so is Ray. So,
the only thing that could make me shit on it less is when I find out that TK's flipping announcement at AEW is not on a big announcement again, and he's just going to send me over the edge.
Yeah, he's like, Dynamite's moving to Mondays.
It'll be something stupid. It'll be like, oh yeah, Fight Forever's coming out soon, and it'll be like, just announce it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Unless you're announcing that you're bringing Jay White in, or even Goldberg will be a big announcement, just randomly something like a big announcement. But it won't be a bit, or it'll be, oh, we're doing the Owen Hart tournament again. And it's like,
cool.
That tournament that no one remembers or cares about anymore.
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap it up here. So we've got this coming out Wednesday. So if you're seeing this, it will be.
Oh, it's coming out now. I'm releasing it as soon as I edited it to give it 2
days.
Are you? Yeah.
Right, fair enough. So yeah, well, this is literally coming out straight after recording, which is good. So look out for the podcast on Friday, where we'll follow up the rest of the week's wrestling. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at the HCW Show. Follow us on Instagram at the same. The Facebook page is up now, so get on there. But yeah, keep liking, interacting, telling us what you do and don't like. The views are going really well at the minute, so yeah, we'll hopefully carry on that trend with a WrestleMania video.
Yes.
So yeah, anything to add, Ray, before we go?
No.
Raw
was great.
So that is goodbye from us. Thank you, and see you on the next one.
Screw you, DP, and your shitty golf game.